Welcome to Timber Titan channel, where the power of industrial sawmills meets precision and efficiency. Watch as massive logs are sliced, split, and transformed into firewood with cutting-edge machinery. We bring you the most incredible forestry and heavy equipment action. The steady hum of machinery fills the air as the sawmill worker steps into his workstation, ready for another day of processing firewood. Sunlight filters through the wide-open entrance, casting long shadows across neatly stacked logs waiting to be cut. The scent of fresh-cut timber lingers in the air, blending with the earthy aroma of sawdust settled on the floor. Wearing his safety gear, a sturdy pair of gloves, protective glasses, and ear defenders, he approaches the pile of logs stacked beside the main saw. Each log has been carefully selected, delivered straight from the forest. Before he begins, he takes a moment to inspect the wood, running his hand along the bark, feeling the rough texture beneath his fingers. Some logs are thick and heavy, requiring more effort to cut, while others are lighter and easier to handle. He reaches for the first log and lifts it onto the cutting platform, positioning it securely before engaging the saw. With a deep breath, he powers up the circular saw, and almost instantly, the sharp, spinning blade roars to life. The high-pitched whine of metal slicing through wood echoes throughout the sawmill. With precise movements, he guides the log forward, applying just enough pressure to ensure a smooth, even cut. As the first slice falls away, a fresh layer of pale wood is revealed beneath the dark bark. The worker continues, cutting the log into sections, each measuring a consistent length, perfect for stacking and burning efficiently. Sawdust flies through the air in a fine mist, settling over his clothes and the surrounding workbench. The floor beneath him, already coated in a thick layer of sawdust, becomes even more textured with each passing minute. With a steady rhythm, he lifts another log onto the platform and repeats the process. Each cut is carefully measured, ensuring uniformity, as consistency is key to producing high-quality firewood. His hands, experienced and strong, move swiftly, adjusting the position of each log and maneuvering it to maximize the amount of usable wood. Some logs contain knots and imperfections, requiring extra attention. He skillfully adjusts his cutting angle to avoid unnecessary waste, ensuring every piece is processed efficiently. Once the logs are cut into smaller sections, he moves to the splitting machine. Some pieces are still too large to burn effectively, so they need to be split into smaller, more manageable chunks. With a firm grip, he places a thick section of wood onto the machine's base. The hydraulic splitter presses down with immense force, cracking the wood cleanly in half with a deep, satisfying crunch. He repeats this process methodically, feeding each piece through, splitting them further until they reach the perfect size. The rhythmic sound of splitting continues, blending with the faint whir of other machinery operating in the background. Piles of split firewood grow around him as he works, each piece stacked neatly for drying. Properly seasoned firewood is crucial for clean burning, so he ensures that airflow can circulate between the logs, helping them dry more quickly and efficiently. With most of the logs now cut and split, he turns his attention to quality control. Not every piece makes the cut. Some are too irregular or contain too much moisture. He inspects the firewood carefully, sorting through the stack and setting aside any pieces that might not burn well. His experience tells him which wood will burn hot and clean and which might produce too much smoke. The final step in the process is bundling and stacking. Using a measuring frame, he groups the firewood into uniform bundles, tying them together for easy transport and sale. Some will be delivered to local homes, while others will be sold in bulk to businesses or firewood suppliers. Every bundle represents hours of hard work, from harvesting to processing, ensuring that customers receive only the best quality firewood for their needs. As he finishes the last bundle, he takes a moment to wipe his brow, exhaling a breath of satisfaction. The sun has shifted in the sky, casting a warm glow over the stacks of neatly prepared firewood. He powers down the machines, and for the first time all day, The sawmill falls into a quiet stillness. The scent of fresh cut wood lingers in the air, a familiar and comforting reminder of a job well done. With one last glance at his work, he steps back, knowing that soon, these firewood stacks will bring warmth to homes, crackling in fireplaces and wood stoves during the cold months ahead. Another day's work is complete, but tomorrow the cycle will begin again. More logs to cut, more wood to split, and more fires to keep burning. Stay tuned for more amazing content.